The Tory party stayed in power and expanded, giving David Cameron 5 more years because they posed as UKIP, the Libertarian Party. But that party did gain some more seats, so positive news on that front. People were so scared of the communists, just like they were in Scotland, that they voted for basically the very same group under a different name. But we'll see now if David Cameron does what he's sworn he's going to do and give the UK a vote on being in the euro. Now, polls are like 85% against being in it, so that's why they haven't let them have a vote. But if they have a vote in the next few years, you can bet your bottom dollar that it's going to be a fraud, because the EU is a dictatorial body. They're all about not giving you a vote. I wanted to show this to folks. It's an amazing image. If you're a radio listener, go to Infowars.com. It's the London Telegraph. X-ray scan reveals boy in suitcase being smuggled into Spain. 8-year-old boy being smuggled to Spain in suitcase, caught by police using X-ray scanning on bags crossing border into the Ceuta, how do you say that? C-E-U-T-A enclave from Morocco. How do you pronounce that in Spanish? Ceuta? Police found an 8-year-old boy hidden in a suitcase that was smuggled across the border from North Africa. The 19-year-old woman took the case through a pedestrian crossing from Morocco into a small Spanish-governed territory. On Thursday, a spokesman for the Civil Guard police force said, when they put the suitcase through the scanner, the operator noticed something strange, which seemed to be a person inside the case. Can you imagine the claustrophobia of that? Can you imagine that? I mean, I'm not really claustrophobic, but I don't like really small and closed spaces. And then they've got photos of him emerging from the bag. I mean, good Lord. The boy said he was 8 years old from the Ivory Coast, according to a spokesman. The Civil Guard arrested the woman who was due to go before a judge. They also arrested the boy's father, who he tried to cross the border a few months later. The father is from the Ivory Coast and lives in Spain's Canary Islands. Thousands of migrants each year risk their lives, a lot more than that, trying to get into Spain. Yeah, you ever heard how Spain got conquered from North Africa? Yeah, I was reading Spanish history again last night. It's just so fascinating. I want to go to Spain someday. I've been to other areas of Europe and stuff, but I really want to go to Spain because, you know, Spain was Germanic. Spain really wasn't even populated. And then it was conquered by Germanic tribes and then by the Romans. But it really wasn't conquered because it was sparsely populated. And then it got invaded by the Moors, basically Arabs, just a very interesting culture. And then that culture founds the new culture with the Mesoamerican culture in the United States. Just very interesting to watch how all that stuff mixes together. But that's why I was sitting there one time with some friends. So when it first came out like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever it was, we were watching Spartacus. I mean, not Spartacus. That's another good movie based on a real story. Stanley Kubrick directed that. Not to remake that. I don't think that's one of his better films. Still, it's a good film, but it was more like a big Hollywood blockbuster he made. But I was watching Gladiator. And I was sitting there, and one of my friends goes, that guy doesn't look like he's Spanish from Spain. And I was just like, I go, how ignorant are you? I go, that's exactly what somebody from Spain 2,000 years ago looked like. It's just very interesting to how all this stuff works. All right, we'll be right back on the other side. We're going to look at something that really is bad that the police are doing, and it's killing people's dogs. In fact, will you guys pull up the article I saw last week where the cop, the video, shoots the dog over the fence for no reason? Just barking at him, they shoot him. But then if you hurt a police dog, you're going under the jail. Pentagon and the military are being directed to do. And it deals with total domination of the human domain. That's a quote. With everything you do in an algorithm tracking you and your family. Listing veterans, again, as the #1 enemy. We already know that, but it's just so outrageous, and generals sitting around on C-SPAN talking about it. I mean, it's a bold criminal takeover. And to do that, they have to get the police federalized, paramilitarized to a certain extent. Then the cops act bad, then the feds come in as the saviors, and fully federalize them, as Al Sharpton said 2 days ago they plan to do. Or I guess 3 days ago. That was on Tuesday. This is a phenomenon I've been covering for really 20 years on air because it would happen locally and people would call me on my radio show or TV show and want me to cover it. And I'd go out to the house and they'd go, yeah, the Labrador was chained. Here's the photos. And the cops came to serve a search warrant because neighbors said they smelled marijuana, and they did find a, dime bag or something at one house, not at another. There was a couple of these cases with labs, and they would just shoot them because the dog's barking, and that doesn't let us control the situation. And I've seen Chihuahuas, Pomeranians. I mean, you come in a house, the dog's jumping up and down. It wants to protect it. But then you see stories where some guy kicks a police dog and gets 50 years in prison. Or a thing I saw out of Pennsylvania years ago in the Associated Press where the guy's in a Walmart parking lot, the window's open, the German Shepherd goes, "Rawr," and almost bites him because the guy parked by a police car. And the guy yelled at the dog and got indicted for assault. So their dogs are better than people, but then our dogs have no rights. And Michael Ozeas has made the film of dogsandmen.net, and they're giving us an exclusive first sneak peek, a special trailer just for Infowars.com viewers. And again, we're mainly a radio show. Over 170 affiliates. Most people are listening on AM and FM. But I got so sick of the media more than 14, 15 years ago saying I was making stuff up. So we have it TV as well. Now it's a full production shoot. As nice as the studios you'll see at, any major city affiliate. Not as nice as like a Fox or CNN. You don't have the money. But the point is it's there to professionally show you all this. So there's that added layer to it, that added dimension. And if you're a radio listener, you can always go to Infowars.com/show and find the free feed, the video feed, the free podcast, Droid apps, everything. And most importantly, pass that link on to people and tell folks about the local AM and FM affiliate as well. Don't take this stuff for granted. Don't do it. Realize that the system is basically doing everything it can to ensure that you don't get access to mind-blowing info, because it's not from a leftist perspective, not from a right-wing perspective. It's from a constitutional, pro-human, pro-liberty perspective. People ask, why are you against GMO? You're a libertarian or a conservative. I'm libertarian conservative on a lot of issues, but the liberals at grassroots know that GMO is bad. They're the ones that are against vaccines more than conservatives. Those are real liberals, not the fake fascists like Obama. So these labels don't mean anything at the end of the day. We talk about liberals because new listeners that tune in every millisecond, they know what I mean when I say that. Let's go ahead and play this first sneak peek for Of Dogs and Men at ofdogsandmen.net. We're going to tweet this out as well at Real Alex Jones. Here it is.
Chloe enjoyed apples. If I took 2 slices, she just kind of give me a look like, hey, that one was mine.
Ava was like my 4th daughter, a very, very sweet, gentle dog.
Which one is it going to be? I got an A, B, and C.
It's not noted in the caller. If I'm standing outside.
Hey, show me your hand! Show me your hand!
He pulled out his gun and shot her right in the head.
I said, you shot my dog, you shot my dog.
They hunted him down from behind and killed him.
God, please don't let my baby die.
This situation made a lot of people feel like it could have been them.
How a police officer shot and killed a woman yesterday.
He did not mean to shoot the lady. He was aiming for the dog.
Don't shoot my dog, man! The same police officer that killed him said it wasn't nothing but a dog.
He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that.
Everybody needs to remember there are 2 sides to every story.
Police department, is anybody home?
We got to think about life, death, family, that fact.
I've fired 1 shot into the dog's head. Drug dealers have aggressive dogs.
Have you ever seen a drug dealer using a Labrador dog?
No.
The police officer had shot and killed their dog, and that dog was a Chihuahua.
The knee-jerk reaction is to circle the wagons, prepare for a fight, and deny everything.
We had the witness that doesn't lie. We had the videotape.
Why is it so commonly justified that